Jukeboxx. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is another episode of Jukeboxx TV, and I am your host, Kavan Baxter, aka K Da Jukeboxx. And today we have a special guest. He's the CEO and founder of Born Boss. He has many endeavors going on. He's an author. He's a philanthropist. He's a fashion mogul. He's great and destined for greatness. We here with Dez from Born Boss. What's up with you?
What's up, man? My guy, it's been a while, man.
Yes,
we got
sir.
some history, yeah.
Yes,
man.
sir.
It's good to see you, man.
What's up? So tell the people who don't know you or haven't heard from you, who are you? What's your story?
Well, I'm Dez, CEO, founder of Born Boss Clothing, author of Mind of a Boss, 2021, that will be available first quarter, all through the city, Amazon.com, all the major platforms that you could order from. I'm Dez, man. I'm born and raised in Philly, man. I'm from Uptown, 6300 section. I started this clothing line back in 2008 from the muscle. It started off as an idea. My co-founder, which is my cousin, he brought the idea to me. And from there, I just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? And I never looked back. So basically what I did was I put my story in my fashion. Like, I give you fashion with meaning. Like, it's not just designs and logos, it's a meaning behind the word Born Boss. You know what I mean? It's to inspire and empower people to be their own boss, like basically to take leadership of your own craft, your own destiny, because it's about building that Black Wall Street back up.
So why are you you?
Well, I'm me due to my experiences that I've been through in life. Coming from where I come from, it wasn't easy, but we don't make excuses, man. We make things happen. So, I'm here to help up and coming designers. I'm pretty much like the blueprint for a lot of designers that came up in the city. I somewhat had my input in some type of knowledge of giving it to them, and showing them the ropes and just motivating them to look, go ahead, do this. You could do it, because I did it.
So you from Philly, and in Philly, it's a lot of, you got boxers, rappers, singers, athletes. It's so much. Why fashion, books, movies, and stuff like that? Why that lane and not the entertainment aspect?
Well, I do the fashion basically coincide with all those lanes. I got a list of celebrities that I done laced up with Born Boss. I sponsor Jesse Hart, which is a professional boxer that comes out of Philly. Every time he fights, you'll see the brand all over ESPN. So all of this stuff goes together. If you have an artist that's shooting a music video, they're gonna make sure their fashion is intact. When it's a boxer that got a fight going on, he's going to make sure his fashion is intact with his wardrobe. So all of that stuff goes together. It's all pretty much art. So fashion, entertainment, and sports is all one, really.
And so what's your way of resourcing, getting yourself out there? How do you market Born Boss? And what does the word Born Boss mean to you?
Well, we in an era where social media is everything. You gotta utilize the social media for the right reasons. Whether it's on Instagram, your website, the Facebooks. They got so many different platforms right now in this era where there's no way you can't get your craft and your work out there to the world. And the meaning of Born Boss, man, is just to be inspired, be empowered, and be a born boss.
So what's the mindset of being a born boss? And tell us, how do you communicate? How does a person from the inner cities of Philadelphia transition and develop the mindset of a public speaker, an author, a movie script writer? How do they develop that habit outside of being an athlete or a musician?
Well, I think it's all really about the willpower of your mind and you as an individual. And I believe your experiences of coming up in the inner city that is either going to make you or break you. And if it makes you, you have a story to tell. So, like when you coming from the struggle, whether, you've been through incarceration, we from Philly, we all lost a lot of individuals to the streets. That's enough motivation right there to do something positive, and be like consistent. Like whether you're a rapper, you're a ball player, you're a fashion designer, an author, or you want to be an actor or whatever, you have to put that pain into your craft and use that as a drive and motivation to, become successful in doing what you want to do. I mean, we got one life to live. You got to try. You know what I mean? Some of the biggest billionaires in the world failed a million times before they became a billionaire. But if you just got an idea and you never try it, you'll never know how far you could go. So my advice to the up and coming people and the people that's doing their thing, just stay focused, keep pushing, keep good energy around you, surround yourself with positive and like-minded individuals, and create a small team, a foundation of people that's on your page, and just put your foot to the pedal and gas up and keep going.
That's good. So with creating a team, a lot of people have trauma, like the PTSDs and stuff like that. So for them, it's hard to get out of their shell. So
Right.
Trusting is a thing that been embedded in them. Where do you find your team?
Well, because I can relate to that too, man. Like, trauma, just growing up in Philly alone, like, you see so much crazy stuff going on. You probably experience a lot of crazy stuff that's going on. And not for nothing, sometimes you just have to go out there by yourself and grind your ass off and make things happen. Because sometimes it's not going to be your friends, your family. It's going to be random people that's just going to be supportive to you, and your team will form on its own. You know what I mean? When people see you doing your thing, seeing you making moves and seeing that you're consistent and you got something and you standing on your brand and standing on what you do, people won't want to get down. You know what I mean? And you just have to be open-minded to just having some type of trust that individuals really want to see you win. You know what I mean? But it's definitely hard to trust people, but ain't no I in team. We all need some type of team out here to become successful, man. I mean, you can't name one big company right now without a team.
So I know you told us what motivates you and stuff like that. So so we're gonna go like on the polar opposite of that. Besides of what motivates you, what are some of your greatest fears?
Some of the greatest fears? I think everybody fear of failure, but it's okay to fail. So it's like once you fall on your face about 2 times and you get back up that 3rd time, you already prepared for that fall. So 9 out of 10, you're not even going to take that fall. So fear is letting my family down, letting my daughter down, and letting myself down. So my biggest fear is me giving up. Today or tomorrow, I just walk away from all of this. So that's probably my only fear. And I'm not walking away from it. I got over 10 years in this fashion game. Like I said, I helped a lot of independent designers in the city. I mean, I'm just laid back. I'm low key. That's why they call me Silent Giant, because I don't do it for recognition or credit. I do it out of the realness of my heart. I want to see people win, especially my city.
Yeah. All right. So you're a consultant also.
Yes.
A business consultant. How did you establish being a business consultant? Where did that come from?
Well, that came from a million people always calling me, asking questions about how to go about starting a brand, where can they get this from, how to go about doing that. So in the beginning, I used to, give them the info and help them out. But I said, listen, I might as well do this, but I might as well get paid for doing this too, because time is everything. So time is money, and I'm like, I might as well get paid for it, because I'm giving you valuable information and valuable resources. So you got to pay for this.
Yeah. All right. So what is your definition of success, and why is that your definition of success?
See, you know, a lot of times when people think of success, they think it's money. That I don't look at it like that. Sometimes just starting the business and doing it from the muscle, no matter how hard you struggle, that success, that might be your own way of saying you successful. Because a lot of people got great ideas, but they don't never start or put those ideas to life. So me just doing the brand, getting on different celebrities, seeing it all over ESPN. I don't care if I'm not 100 millionaire yet, but that I look back and say, listen, that's success. I accomplished a lot of things being a designer from Philadelphia, doing it from the muscle, plugging these resources from the muscle. That's success, man. And you know, this is only the beginning. 2021, we got a new collection that we working on. You know, I got the book coming to the first quarter. So I'm working on a lot right now, man. I mean, so I just want everybody to stay tuned. But I want to say I definitely appreciate all the supporters that have been holding me down for all these years, never turning their back on me. Even all the family and friends that stayed on my top when I did fall back and I was just focused on helping other designers and all that. I kind of strayed away from my own brand. But I'm here to say we back, baby. 2021. Shots on that.
So what's your creative process? How many hours in a day do you dedicate to your brand? How do you prepare and stuff like that?
You figure it's 24 hours in a day. Man, I'm at least going to give about 18 hours into my brand. You know, whether it's me sitting down, strategizing on new looks, where I want to go with it, with direction, and then actually bringing the ideas to life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, if it's you got 24 hours in a day. You need to be spending most of those hours building your brand, dedicating yourself to your craft. You know what I mean? Because if you sleep most of the day and then you only take out 3 to 4 hours to work on your craft, you're gonna be left behind, man. Yeah, so the early bird gets the worms anyway. So I get up early every day and focus on my brand, on how I could become better, how I could get this brand more global, and just different strategies, man, and trying to connect dots with everything. So yeah, that part.
So what's your creative process? How do you come up with these ideas and stuff like that?
Just sitting here talking to you, I'm proud, like I'm holding a conversation and this idea is coming to my head already. So it's just something I was born with, man. Like since I was a kid, I was always into the arts, you know, like drawing. I used to draw movies out when I was a kid, like actually draw movies out. So I always knew I had the art side of things in me, and I always loved fashion. You know what I mean? Always had the best dress in the yearbooks. I designed my middle school yearbook.
Damn,
yeah, so I knew the art side of me is always in me. You know what I mean? So, but it wasn't until 2008 where I decided to do the fashion. Like just take all that creativity and bam, there I go.
So you know, in the inner cities, especially Philly is known for their arts. They're known for being the best lyricists, the rappers, and the punchlines, and the authentic. We like Philly is nothing like any other city or state.
Not at all.
But being so creative, how can you tell that young child or teen or whatever? How can you tell someone how to transition that thought into a business form and to really monetize off of their ideas? How what's the words of wisdom?
Well, this is what I tell everybody, no matter what you do. Even when I started this fashion thing, I more so focus on the business side first. Like, take out the time, read them books. Don't be scared to go to the library, get some, take out some free books on business. You wanna educate yourself so you could be knowledgeable of what is it that you're doing. So you can know all the ins and outs of the lane that you are in. So if you know the business side of this thing, the creativity part is easy. Once you know the business side, then you know how to do your pricing, your marketing, your promotion and all that, all the above. So that'd be my advice to the people out there that want to start a clothing line, that already probably started the clothing line, but they're kind of like lacking on the business side of things. Educate yourself, and so you can be knowledgeable of the lane that you're in, and reach out to a lawyer. Get you a lawyer so you can have some, professional advisors behind you. So don't just say I got a clothing line, because we in Philly. I love my city, but everybody, they put something on a t-shirt, now they got a clothing line. And they look at it as a quick come up. You can't look at this as a quick come up. This takes time. You building a brand. See, it's a difference between saying I have a clothing line and saying I have a brand. Yeah. And you'll know the difference when you see it. You know what I mean? Like people that came before me that I looked at and got motivated from, like brands like Mesquite, Belargo. Those two brands right there inspired me. From there, Born Boss hit the city, and we hit the city different, and we hit the city running. You couldn't go to no shows or events in the city without seeing that logo. We was everywhere. Everywhere. You was gonna see that logo, Born Boss Clothing. And I took that, like I'm gonna say this, I took the independent fashion side of things of Philly to another level. And I got my own right to say it. Even if a lot of people don't agree, the younger people that came after Born Boss, yeah, you was inspired. But that's what it was about, to inspire the up and coming designers, all the younger people that's in this era. Yeah, they came up under my umbrella. A lot of brands came up under my umbrella, and I'm proud to see the progress of sitting down like we doing right now. I'll sit down with a designer, and to see progress and see a lot of them is successful right now. To see that is just like, yo, I'm happy.
So you like the pioneer. So you the pioneer of this. Like you pioneer a lot of people and stuff like that. So what do you have to say to the next generation? How do you have to talk? Like, what would you have to say to the next generation? You know what I'm saying? Like because this is like the first generation, like your grandchildren, and then the great grandchildren. What legacy and lineage do you want to leave behind?
Well, I want to leave this legacy for my daughter, first of all. Anything that I do, business or just in life in general, is for my daughter. So I want to create this legacy for my daughter where when I'm gone, that everything is just straightforward. But as she get older, I'm going to teach her the business, all the ins and outs of this brand and how to run it. But all the kids and the youth out there and the younger generation that's doing this fashion thing, my advice to y'all is just keep going, keep pushing, stay on y'all job, don't give up. This shit gonna be hard one day, it's gonna be easy another day. You're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, but never give up, keep pushing. I'm telling you, this shit pays off in the long run.
So, alright, so we got Mind of a Boss, we have
First Quarter,
Gangsta Diaries, we had Choices.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know I did the acting thing too. So I started an official stage play. An official stage play called Choices. That was big for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm just like you know how Michael Jordan or Bo Jackson, like everybody want to be like Mike. Like Michael Jordan played baseball because they probably said he couldn't do it. The man played golf. They probably said he couldn't do it. He played basketball. They said he couldn't do it. So that's how I am. Like I said, damn, I saw an opportunity to audition. So I went down there and auditioned. And I saw the role that I was auditioning for. I said, oh, this is me in real life. Like, I come from the streets, so this ain't even, I'm not even gonna be acting. I'm gonna just be myself. So I got the role, started in the stage play, and it was a good stage play. It was a hit. Like, my first acting role was a paid acting role. And from there, I just took a few different auditions. I'm actually on ID Discovery Channel called Killer Closer, episode 3. Yeah, I was on ID Discovery Channel too as well. Yeah. So a lot of things that I'm doing, man, it's not about me, man. I really do all of this to uplift and inspire the younger generation, man. I want to see these kids have a better life, because we living in a time right now where there's so many murders going on in the city, and it's just different, like senseless violence. You know, I just want everybody to get their shit right and come together and get this money. Yeah, protect your. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. So, what was you saying?
No, I just, I want to see the whole city win. Because a lot of people steal from our swag, they steal from our talent, but we don't get the recognition we deserve. And we got to stop making it out of here and not coming back and grabbing and lifting up more talent. You see how Atlanta doing it? They pulling each other up.
Yeah.
So when you pulling each other up, y'all stay on top like that.
Yeah.
The money keep flowing into the city like that.
Cash
we
flow.
don't do that here.
Do you think that's a Philadelphia thing or just like a major city thing? What is
I
that?
think it's a Philadelphia thing. It's like we got a black cloud over our city, man. Like we get every once a decade we get a star to come out of Philly. And when we get that star, they don't come back and lift other people up to be on that same level. See, if you got 10 people in the room and we all on the same level, how we gonna fall when we all each other crutches? So if you fell right now and we on the same level, you good. Because you got 9 other people right here to put you right back in position to be where we at.
I seen something with Dame Dez said. He said he used to go out with his boys and say somebody was flat broke. Say it's 10 of y'all, and y'all all got $1,000 in your pocket. Y'all can all give each of them $100,
And he'll have 1,000.
and he'll have 1,000.
That part.
So it's like, what is it? Philly is a. See, I love Philly because Philly is a fighter city. It's if you can survive in Philly, you anywhere. Why is Philly? Why don't Philly branch out, and why don't we have any platforms for people like how you go to Hollywood or New York and you got industry labels and you got studios and stuff like that? Why doesn't Philly have any of those if we are one of the major cities?
I think a lot of people fear our city, the behavior that people that come out of the city, present to the world. We have to stop wanting to show the world that we are so tough and so real and start thinking as a business-minded person. Because when people come here, they scared. They're not coming out that tourist zone downtown. You know what I mean? Philly is wild, man. Like, I wouldn't be who I am if I wasn't born and raised here, man. So, I mean, I survived this long dealing with all the crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? I love my city, man.
Yes.
But I need us to go back to that era where we was the trendsetters.
Yes.
Now it's like we following.
Everybody following.
We following everything, but we started out as the trendsetters. Fly as people. You go anywhere in the world, you say, I can tell you from Philly. You from Philly.
Yeah.
I can tell how you dress, I can tell how you talk. Damn, this shit is different.
Yeah.
So it's just, we in the era right now that we gotta restore order out there, man. These young boys wilding, ain't no respect for the women, the elderly people, none of that shit. It's gonna take some real solid individuals to restore order out here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need.
How do you
order to be restored?
How do you restore order or live by a protocol if you have medias like social media and stuff like that is poisoning the mind? So it's like having somebody in your care and you embed in a certain way of living, and then as soon as they leave your premises, somebody's doing the complete opposite. How will you implement a force that will be impactful for our people, and for them to stick by it? What does that take? What does it take for that?
Well, you can't really, like, 'cause these younger guys out here, they don't care about They don't really got no respect these days for the OGs and none of that. But we have to get out there in our neighborhoods where we come from. If you say that shit black, you run, restore order out there. You know, don't teach the kids about how to sell drugs. Pick up this gun. No, sit them down. Talk to them about business. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's different things. Show them it's a different way. Especially if you is an example that they can look at and say, oh, I know my boy get 20 years in jail. He home now. You come home from jail. Don't come back with the same mentality like, yeah, young boy, I'm going to put you on. No, put him on some game. Put him on some business. Like, show him it's another way. Because the streets only gonna lead to jail and death.
My nephew
That's it.
this morning, but he
Ain't no successful outcome with the streets. I mean, I've been there and done that. Ain't no successful outcome with it, man. You got a casket or you want to hand them bars. And that's just simple as that. So you can only school the youth as much as you want, but they still have to want to do it. They gotta want to do it for themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I go to these schools and all that, and I talk to the kids. It could, even if it only is sinking to one person, at least that one person got it. If I can say one person out of 20 individuals, I'm happy with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. But it is what it is, man. These parents gotta step up and do better.
I got my.
I mean, it's no way
My
that
ceiling fan came today,
your son's
but it wasn't
16
came to the 15th,
and you
so
whether a lot
some
of us
stuff
didn't
be
grow up
coming
with our fathers,
early
but
and
even
some
with the
stuff be
mothers.
coming late.
How your son 16 coming in the crib smoking, in and out the crib with straps. Man, you don't put the belt to that motherfucker. Or call your brother. You gotta have some uncles or something. Man, I wish my nephew would at 16 be out here shooting shit. I'm gonna break that nigga face.
And it's crazy because a lot of kids start out young, and even
Yeah,
me,
it's crazy.
even when I grew up at a young age, uptown and all that. Like I moved for a while out of Philly for a few years.
Yeah.
But, you know, uptown went to Eminem the Belt and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like all them
My neck of the woods.
at young ages, kids
crazy.
are like at times kids are like constitutionalized before we even go to jail, and sometimes it's like the school system or how we gotta live because you in environment with different neighborhoods that you got beef with. You may have friends with people from these neighborhoods while you're in class, but after school y'all gotta pick a side. It's
The only way to really get these young boys in tech, you gotta have a solution for them. You gotta create a solution for them. Like, I'm gonna speak personally for myself. The brand alone created a solution because a lot of my little bros, they doing so good right now. Like, I took my brand, I made some of the little bros, they promoters in the city. Some of them got their own little independent entertainment companies. Some of them doing this, some of them doing that. That was my blueprint that I created. See, if you got a solution, you can't just talk to them. You gotta have a solution for the problem. So if you got a solution for the problem and they follow it and see that it works, they could turn their life around. Like all my little bros, they come home, I stay up under them. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that they doing right, make sure they cool, try to keep them away from all the bad energy. Man, I'm proud of a lot of my little bros, man. They motivated me to get back on my J.O.B. with the brand. You know what I'm saying? So just because you're older than somebody don't mean that somebody younger can't motivate you. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the wisdom and the knowledge, man.
That's what's up. Alright, so look, so if you had 24 hours to understand how your life has become, what it is now, where would you begin?
Repeat it one more time.
If you had 24 hours to understand how your life has become what it is now,
Okay.
where would you begin? Where would you begin that that understanding? Like, where would you start in your life?
I would start from when my daughter was born. I say that because having my first child, which is my one and only daughter, made me look at life totally different. Made me become a man. Because I thought I was a man, but it made me become a man when she was born. I had to really get on my hustle. I had to really bust my ass out here, and I had to really stay out the way, cause I got a little girl to raise. So I start from right there, man, and that made me become a better person, a better father, a better brother, a better friend, just a better person that thinks all around the board. Like, I'm all negativity free, man. I stay away from all the bullshit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm with the bullshit when it come my way, but I stay away from the bullshit. But yeah, man. Like my daughter, man. That's my heart. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, yo, so let everybody know what it is, like where they can follow you and everything you got coming up. And
hey, man, you see the Born Boss Born Boss clothing. This the signature look. This the 2021 collection. The face masks. We got hoodies. We got sweatsuits. We got it all. We got dad hats. I mean, it's anything you name, we got it. But I want y'all to more so look out the first quarter, January. Mind of a Boss will be all over Amazon.com, all in the streets. Follow me on Instagram at BornBoss2. That's the number 2. You know what I mean? Stay tuned, because we just getting started.
yeah, and I know y'all gonna want to see more Born Boss, but you know, comment below. Let us know what stuck out to y'all most about this interview and what he said, and you know.
And it's real, raw, uncut. This shit ain't rehearsed or none of that.
Not rehearsed or none of that. But yo, Jukeboxx TV, we here with Born Boss CEO founder. Yo, check him out. Peace.
Y'all feel comfortable with that?
Yeah,
That was a
man.
good
I'm
job.
cool.
Sis, that was cool?
Yeah, that was good.
That was cool?
Yeah, that was good.
That was cool?
Yeah, that was good.